Okay, thank you. I'm happy as chair of the Central Arctic official in the Arctic Council to give an overview of the Norwegian Chairship. This will be just a brief introduction to what we are doing and the status of the council. The Arctic Council was established in 1996, and as such, is the preeminent forum for multilateral cooperation in the Arctic. It's, the role is to promote cooperation between Arctic states in the Arctic regarding sustainable development and the protection of the Arctic environment in particular. So and the task is more important than ever, given the dramatic pace of climate change. And some of you, I don't know, you attended our high-level event on the biosphere yesterday, so you will have heard how the Arctic is warming 3 times faster than the global average. And the impact is tremendous on ecosystems in the north as well as globally. So the Arctic Council has decades of successful cooperation and impactful work. And one of the main examples that we like to talk about is the 2004 Arctic Climate Impact Assessment. So we are celebrating 20 years this year, and it was the first comprehensive multidisciplinary assessment of climate change impact in the Arctic. And it fed into the IPCC assessment process, and it also puts Arctic on the map in a global world. So, and one important highlight I want to is the close cooperation between science and the knowledge of indigenous people. This was the first and a primary example of working together to provide a multifaceted insight in how the Arctic is changing. So it's been 20 years, and the Council has also contributed to international treaties and conventions, such as the Stockholm Convention on Organic Pollution, the Minamata Convention on Mercury, International Maritime Organization Polar Code, and others. So these are examples of how the Council has influenced significant activities in the Arctic, but also globally. So in May last year, Norway took over the share of the Arctic Council from Russia. That was a very tricky and difficult thing. When Russia was sharing and the war in Ukraine happened, we decided to pause official activities and meetings. So it's a very much uncertainty and a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of inactivity. So, but we had a successful transition, and all 8 countries agreed. That was positive. And since we took over, we have been working hard to get the war back on track. And to that extent, we've been successful that all our working groups, we have 6 working groups and 1 expert group on black carbon and methane, they are now back in action. They are meeting with all states and as well as with the indigenous people. We are in a much better position today than we were just a year ago. So that is good. We have 4 main priorities. The first one is ocean. We focus on integrated ocean management, promote healthy, productive, and sustainable oceans. So we are continuing efforts to support and strengthen international ocean research collaboration, ecosystem approach, management, and marine protected areas, as well as to strengthen cooperation on emergency preparedness in crisis. So that is some of the highlights. We are working to strengthen capability through projects focusing on protecting both human life and Arctic marine environment. And we have a working group, AIM, which is dedicated to Arctic marine environment. And it's also working on shipping. We have a special expert group on shipping, a database of ship traffic, and are also working actively in IMO in order to strengthen the polar code. That is, and for Norway, of course, oceans are it's a key area of priority. We are more or less, we are not an island, but we have a long coast, one of the longest in the world, actually. So, and we live off the ocean. The next one is climate and environment, why we are here at the conference. We all know about the unprecedented climate change. So we have AMAP, Maria works there, our working group and lead experts on climate and monitoring everything that is happening in the Arctic, and that is one of the reasons so important that we are all 8 Arctic states that we have the possibility to access knowledge and data from everywhere, in permafrost, on sea ice, everything on the cryosphere. So that is key, and we can update knowledge and know what is happening in order, because this involves, of course, people's livelihoods, infrastructure, as well as human health in so many aspects to this. AMAP is launching a new report today at 12:30, and the World Meteorological WMO IPCC Marine Pavilion. So stay tuned for more insight on what is happening. So I will refer to that event for more update on insights. But climate change is by far the most serious threat to Arctic biodiversity. We also want to pave the way for close global collaboration. So at our Cryosphere event yesterday, we were also partnering up with countries from the Himalaya Hindu-Kush region, and countries who have a more Antarctic focus. So this is, of course, we need to share knowledge, we need to share understanding what is happening in the glaciers, both poles on the sea ice, so we can hopefully also give a strong unified message, but also more closer to, because the Arctic is one regional, but we are so interconnected. So we are also trying to, when people from the Arctic Council come here to Baku, because we want to interact. It's also close cooperation. We have a working group of biodiversity. So AMAP and HUB is doing a lot of good work together. So it's trying to, as much as we can, and continuously improving, working cross discipline. And seeing everything as in a holistic way. Okay. Another focus, which is also affected on the climate side, and it's about emergency preparedness as well, is the wildfires. So, and another advertisement at 125, we're going to be talking about wildfires in the Arctic at the Indigenous Pavilion. So we will have some experts on what's happening, and wildfires are happening all over the planet. We see with increasing pace every year, but also in the Arctic, Siberia, Canada, and people far outside of these places are affected. Air pollution, everything, and of course the people living there. It's their home. So we have to understand what is happening. We have to look at how to mitigate, how to share experiences. So that's been one of the priorities for us the last year, and we have partnered up with so many experts and others in trying to know more about what's going on, and that's been hopefully something which also we know that several of the working groups in the Arctic Council have this on the agenda and are ready to carry this forward. I mentioned that we have a special dedicated expert group on black carbon and methane. So this is black carbon is of course something that affects snow smelting and ice in a very dramatic way. We're trying to see the picture shows an example of this is it's been a focus for the council for a long time. So we have also specific targets how to reduce the carbon and methane, and new targets are now being discussed among the countries. I don't know what will be the result, but it's definitely a priority issue because this has a real medical on one country. Okay. Then sustainable economic development, of course, because we are an organization by Arctic states, people living in the Arctic. So for us, it's about making sure that people live in the Arctic, being in Alaska, or in Canada, Greenland, or Russia, or in Norway, that they can have livelihoods, they can have sustainable living, business opportunities, good health services, infrastructure. So we are looking at energy solutions, waste management, but also issues like language, mental health, suicide prevention, wide area of issues which we are trying to address and also trying to learn from each other, understanding, because you have many small communities, people are vulnerable, and we saw that during the COVID, and we need to make sure that, because we want people to be able to live in this, so, but then they need to have some infrastructure to make that happen. So that is another I touched upon some of these people in the north. It's a priority, and that's some of the things I talked about. But we also, as one of our priorities, we introduce culture. Because if you want to have a life which is good, you need also some meaningful activities, culture, and so also promoting Arctic culture. Of course, indigenous culture is very important, but also a lot of creative industries as well. They're often very small in the north, but connecting these fashion designers, other, artistic people, so we also decided to put this as one of the priorities. And then we are so blessed to have six indigenous people's organizations, which we and even at this time, even when we were not able to meet the states because of the political situation with Russia, we have been able to meet with all indigenous people, including Russian indigenous people, and meet in person and discuss issues and discuss how to continue the cooperation. And that's been really wonderful. And this is, as such, Arctic Council is a unique international organization because indigenous people, they sit around the same table as the states. And not only one table, they sit on every table. So they are part of the decision making or the discussion at every level. So that is, we believe, very unique, and it's also a very positive experience. And we have, let me see if I have this. Yes. We have youth engagement is a priority. So we have a youth conference in Tromsø in January, and we've already done a number of youth activities, especially with the indigenous people, but also on the more scientific side with master students or PhD candidates, giving them the opportunity to board on an expedition together with senior experts. And we have had meetings where we have brought youth together with us who are not so much youth anymore, and that has been a very, very positive experience, bringing totally new dynamic into it. So this is something we hope to be able to continue. This youth conference is designed by youth, for youth, and the hope is that they will give a strong message of what is important in the Arctic for them, which we can then take with us. So we are now also in the process of finding, the youth leaders who will carry that forward. So a lot of exciting things happening. So I think that was the short presentation, introduction to what we are doing.